Hello and welcome back to Esoteric Ebb. We have no updates to the session notes, but I imagine that next time that will not be true because we have found Frank, son of Frank, right here. The cage, I can open it. As you approach the cage, you hear a faint voice inside. Won't you help me out here, good fellow? On the ground you see a key. Hey, Troll dropped it. It's for the cage, of course. Yes, it must have fallen off the troll during the fight. Who are you? Currently, I'm but a man in need of a great savior. Think I should open it, Snell? Yeah, I think you should. The dragon slain, time to save the damsel. You hear a laugh from inside the cage. A damsel, eh? I'll take it. Now please. Do you have an opinion, Etier? No. You've got yourself a whole council out there, eh? Gotta get everyone's approval, I see. That's okay. I'm not exactly dying in here, but I would appreciate it if you got the cage open. Meek, you have any thoughts on this? I like the cage. I don't say I agree, personally, but I respect your opinion. Is that a mimic around your neck? I thought I'd seen everything. Right. What do I get in return? Eternal gratitude and a lifelong friend? What kind of friend? Oh, the very rich kind. I might currently just be a prisoner of war or something like a kidnapping victim, but I have my coffers to summon. What do you know about the tea shop? Look, I'll be very happy to answer any questions you've got, but please, you hear him banging on the bars, I'll be much more talkative with my freedom in order. Okay. As it opens, you watch a well-dressed and surprisingly not so scuffed man step out. Ah, yes, this is the feeling. This is Prince Meridoc Moonwatch. Oh, okay, he's Reedsian. I judge by his Beyond Reed's guidebook. Freedom. The sweetest nectar of any band. That sure is a free strider. This is a merchant prince, specifically the Moonwatch heir. You have heard of him. Are you Meridoc Moonwatch? The one and only. The fancy free strider flashes you a series of pearly white teeth. Allow me to properly introduce myself. He bows deeply. Hola, Hej-san, Salve, Amis. Jesk, Allo, and greetings. He bows forward in a deep, performative motion. My name is Meridoc Moonwatch, great merchant prince of Reeds. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, and quite honestly, a much bigger pleasure to be rescued by you. He looks to the goblin and immediately holds out a hand, presenting his palm. You must be a local tribal member. Great to meet you. He looks at the hand for a beat too long. Oh, the goblin did not like the tone of that. Technically, yes. He shakes the human's hand. I'm Snell. Ah, of course, Meridoc says, returning a limp shake. Ha, yeah, you're not supposed to shake. That's a free strider thing. They just show their palms to people. And you must be, the city angel I've heard so much about. He bows his head before his celestial companion. Zen Dobry. Yes, and to you too, although I'll admit I've only picked up a few words of Celestial during my travels in Divinitorum. A prince. Merchant prince. It's a plutocratic thing. Oh, so a nobleman? Not by necessity. Although technically I do carry some blue blood. But my influence is entirely derived from wealth, nothing else. He lifts his head even higher to proclaim a single question. And who might you be? I'm the Cleric. The Cleric? That's right. I'll be damned, the one and only, eh? Love it. He claps his hands together. You, my good fellow, have just saved a top-ranking member of the Free Strider Revolution. Now, let us get down to business. What can a son of Free Thazan help you with? Anything you need. Convince him to pay me a lot of crowns. No. May I interest you in a bottle of milk? The Retian trade prince looks around. Where did you secure this milk? It's local. He takes a moment to assess your statement. Then he says, "Thank you, but I will pass on this offer, as tempting as it sounds." He's smooth, dancing around your mad words like one of those Haitian flame dancers. Why are you here? Great question. I'm on a covert expedition, you see. Expedition? Yes. I'm on an expedition to document the experience of the esoteric wonders beneath your city of Norvik, meaning the maze of the Water Temple, the depth of the Fungal Valley, and of course the great Undercoast Path itself. You don't have stuff like that in Reeds? Of course we do, but I've already documented most of it. I'm currently writing my next book called A Free Strider's Guide to Asken. But writing a travel book about a place you've never even visited sounds a bit silly, doesn't it? He laughs. It's quite the thing, this job of mine. No. What? Don't just give one-word responses like that. It breaks the flow of conversation. Jeez. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Sure, okay, anyway. I use my trusty collection of spells to make my way down. Some invisibilities, some detect magic, some charm person. Detect Magic, a classic first-level divination spell. It allows the caster to view magical effect, enchantments, illusions, and other esoteric things clearly within a certain range. You don't have access to this currently, but Detect Secret should be a good substitute. Following the directions I bought from an old retired cleric, a recommended source, I found a hidden path down from the Tolstad tunnels. Easy trip, surprised me, really. Did you cast Charm Person on Ungor? The Bugbear. Oh, yes, lovely lady. Yes, I had to, unfortunately. I don't think she would have let me pass otherwise. Yeah, I think we'll punch him. Making quite the sucker of a punch, you swing your fist directly into the face of the Free Strider. He lets out a confused groan. What in the name of every bloody fucking ballsack? There was not enough interrobangs on the coast to accessorize his confusion. Don't mind control women, it's rude. He touches his nose to make sure it's not broken. Shit, gods be damned. He mutters to himself and throws glaring looks at you. Then he clears his throat and straightens his back. I forgive you, if you don't do it again. We're gonna do it again. You swing your hand into nothing. The image of the Free Strider's smug and punchable face distorts into a mess of starry grains, dispersing into pure blackness. Not again. Yes, again. You are stuck in nothing. Interesting. This is clearly an esoteric event, however the directness of it is surprising. It's as if the mere action of breaking that idiot's nose caused reality to warp. Fascinating. You did completely fuck up the interaction, but not sure if being stuck in a void is a better outcome. So what do I do? Feel the tension, the strife. Reach out and touch the life within the world. What? You heard correctly. Okay, I will reach out and touch the life within the world. Your fingers don't seem to move, yet they touch upon something. Something soft and sticky. A string. This one feels similar. It's not far. Your body knows it. Your mind does not. Grab it. Within an instant, you see the Free Strider once again. He appears slightly scuffed from your original punch, but willing to forgive you, for some strange reason. I'm going to groan and continue for the first words that come out of my mouth. And the troll? He groans and rubs his eyes. I really should have been more careful. But once I'd reached this far down, I figured there wouldn't be any trouble if I just rested a bit under one of these mushrooms. Or those mushrooms, mostly to regain my spell slots. And well, there's not much to say. I was thrown in a cage, interrogated a bit by that brutish troll. I spent my remaining spell slots on him, but nothing seemed to work. yes, he did seem esoterically resistant. Indeed. Not entirely, of course, but every charm person I cast just bounced off. At first, I thought it was due to his nature. Obviously, charm person only works on direct humanoids. Our trolls are distinctly a giant variety. They even speak a bit of broken offshoot. They speak a broken offshoot of the giant tongue. So I'm quite confused over it. Considering the esoteric freezing around the beast, I'm sure there was some strange pocket or biome effect he carried with him. Quite strange. Did you manage to talk with the troll? Sure. If by talk you mean him screaming at me and threatening to eat me for, well, a fair bit of time. Lovely experience. It'll go straight in the book. The last vestige of Ascani's brutish past. Yes, that'll work. So no useful information. Well, the brute did mention how much he hated Earth. Sounded like he was one of the few who survived your dear god's cleansing during the city's founding. He also spoke about rebuilding the tribe, but I'm not sure what that even means. So good riddance, I say. Such a beast had no place in civilized society. Compared to the half-giants of Virgeni, I do not see much potential in trolls. He glances towards your goblin companion. Goblins, for example, are more or less stellar examples of this democratization of tribal cultures, if you pardon the expression. Happy to be a stellar example for you and your ideology. Either way, he's gone now. Hopefully. The way he fell down into the deeper reaches of the gravity flip should suggest a gruesome death. But don't take anything like that for granted. What makes these parts so wondrous and horrific both is the esoterically unstable nature of these strings. You never know what you're going to get. Is this the guy who dropped the yellow hat? Most likely, yes. I'll give him the hat. Oh, won't you look at that? It's yours, I assume. It is indeed. I must have lost it at some point. I did get in quite the hurry. He reaches into one of his collected packs and pulls out a book. This is the least I could give you in return, a signed limited edition copy of Beyond Reads. He hands it to you with gusto. I don't really read travel books. Then see it as a keepsake. I try to infuse my writing with free strider ideals, and it's proving quite popular across the coast. Hopefully it's a sign of the times, of Gaia's good fortune to come. Or Gia's good fortune to come? He smiles and puts on his fancy yellow hat. It doesn't look too good on him. Gods, I love this hat. It's been on a lot of adventures, you know. Anyway, questions, what can I help you with? Were you voting in the election? Funny that you mention that. I did hear that anyone authorized to stay within the city is allowed to cast a vote, which is a wonderful policy, and the Ascani Reeds Trading Company has surely pushed for its implementation. However, as an outsider and one of significant political power, I will not partake. What if you were to vote? I'm not on a campaign trail here, but without giving any official backing, I will say the Free Strider Party here in Norvik have done a great job so far, that's all I'll say. So you really won't vote for them? He shrugs. It would simply be tasteless. This election of yours should be decided by those who call Norvik home. Whether they've been here for a week or a decade doesn't matter, but I do not call it home, so I will not vote. That's why I haven't made my presence known here in the city. I'm here incognito. He's looking for a fight. You should disagree with him, he'll like that. What he is arguing for is the destruction of your culture. You must not allow him to believe anything other than a terrible... believe it to be anything other than a terrible, terrible policy. Well, let's see. Allowing anyone to vote like that is an awful policy. It can and will be abused. I disagree. We've seen time and time again in reads that states making limited attempts, as we call it, at democracy will always end up sliding into the old order, deciding who gets to voice their thoughts. Thus, the one to decide who gets a citizenship gets to decide the outcome of any election. Terrible. Ooh, there's a light in his eyes. Keep arguing. Ooh, we got many things we can do here. If citizenship is tied beyond culture or local vote, then can outsiders influence elections to increasing degrees? Citizenship should be a precious thing. Without tying nationality to cultural unity, the state will be unable to function properly. I believe multicultural free cities will simply lead to the power being taken away from the people. Seems like that's how Free Strider Revolution works. You move in, pushing the old order out. Well, I think our argument here is probably this one, right? We want to tie nationality to cultural unity. I think that's right. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. What you speak of there, in my view, is simply the destruction of authoritarianism. Monocultural cities have shown to grant more power to the state, yes, but just look at how that power has been wielded over the years. The Coast War is what happens when states with folks are pitted against each other in such ways. Well, the Coast War is more complicated than that. Sure, of course, but you'd be mistaken thinking magiocracy is the only offender. Fascist states are born from many angles. He shakes his head. The state does not need to have its tendrils wrapped over every port and guild. In fact, economic prosperity happens when the state actually lets go. And the people will have better lives and more free lives, only if that economic prosperity comes first. The invisible, not magical hand of the market will decide our fates. But if citizenship is tied beyond culture or local folk, can't outsiders influence elections to increasing degrees? There's absolutely an argument there. We Free Striders focus on democracy as a way for folk to free themselves. That influence, as you say, is nothing but an invitation to a broader community of free trade, fortune building, and most importantly, peace. Well, I still don't agree. That's fair. If we all shared a mind, the world would be one hell of a depressing place. Free Striders do not only advocate for diversity in folk, you see, we also highly push for opposing viewpoints to be given space to breathe. Tell me more about you. A dangerous thing to ask a merchant prince. Well, I'm a dangerous man. Wink. Oh, he mouths. Cleric. Cleric. I'm winking. Oh, I get it. Very playful. I'm just someone who could very easily talk your ear off. He lets out a hearty laugh and strikes a pose. I've been known to bore officials in every city with my political rants and intrigue common folk around the coast with my tales. So go ahead, what do you wish to know about Meridoc Moonwatch? Don't speak of yourself in the third person, it's pretentious. I don't do it that much, do I? Just don't. Right. Damn, didn't think he'd be that sensitive. Wonder what other old bullet holes you can shove a finger into. Sure, an author. I am. Over the course of a very long and illustrious career, that's only getting started by the way, I've written over 30 books to date. 5 historical biographies about Coast War revolutionaries, those important figures who paved the way for Free Striderism. Over a dozen highly regarded novellas following the adventures of the fictional mage hunter Cleric Smed. And of course the rest are my famous travel journals, the main series of which focuses on a band each, so I've only got, 3 more to go. Which bands have you yet to explore? Divinitorum, since I'm still awaiting an official invitation from our Free Strider contacts in the Golden Horde. It'd be much easier to explore the mountain and its slopes if I had a celestial bodyguard, would it not? Then Ascani, I'm here to research the book right now. And finally, Yim. As I'm sure you know, it's not exactly a band friendly to outsiders. Even if you ignore the giant magical walls stretching across the eastern and western landpass, as well as the tree creatures tossing boulders at any ships nearing most shores, or the giant ethereal spiders, or the blood curses, or the infinite swamps, or the wild primal spirits. Even if you ignore all that, Yim's biggest issue for an explorer is simply the fact that we do not have a single contact inside its border. They do exist, we know of many folk who originate from its shores and forests and strange broken cliffs, however since the Fade era there does not seem to exist any large-scale civilizations. One day I'll brave its trails. But it will be the last band I tackle, and it might be my doom. But if there are people inside those walls whose lives can be improved through Free Striderism, then it is my duty to do so. I'm not impressed. He laughs. You're quite the brazen fellow, aren't you? I like that. It's refreshing. I'm usually swarmed by adoring fans wherever I go. Another reason why I travel incognito. I prefer your impression, quite honestly. So how did you become a trade prince? Long story. As in an actual very, very long story. I've got time. Wonderful. He gives you an excited nod. I was born during the Battle of Thazin. That's quite a detail, isn't it? The Battle of Thazin with the tanks and the fall of the city? Oh yes, it was the beginning of the end of the Magocrats. My father was at the head of a minor noble family in Thazin at the time. He protected us as the city crumbled, and he swore on that day to never again support the Arcanists. That was the day the revolution started as well. In time, my father joined him. As the wizards attempted to rebuild their city, freestriderism grew among the people. It was a natural event, like an awakening among all folk. I was there and I saw it at every step of the way. The Arcanists no longer flew in the skies. They could no longer harness those infinite power sources. We mortals could now strike them down. Me and my sisters have fought with the revolution all our lives. As we won, our family's trade corporation was regarded as a cornerstone of the Free Strider movement. We were ordained as a high corporation. Once I'd proved myself worthy as a spreader of the ideals, I was granted a position within the corporation as a trade prince. That's been my life ever since. How old are you? I am 57 years old. How? He bursts out a wild laugh. Good gods, yes, I keep forgetting I don't quite look it. Being a trade prince has its perks, you see. Ever heard of a potion of longevity? The life-extending potion? Oh yes. How many have you had? 3. It's quite risky to drink any more though, so I probably won't. You see, they get progressively more side-effecty the more of them you ingest. And considering what my coven tells me, I should probably be happy with a natural death now. How expensive are they? Inarguably invaluable. However, if I were to do some head math, by supporting my personal coven, funding their brewery, and buying all the ingredients, I probably paid somewhere around 1,000,000 for each of them, maybe more. That's maybe upwards of 2 million crowns. That's a lot. Sure is. Can I have one? No. Come on, please. Even a mega coven can only brew 1 or 2 of those potions in a given year. As you can imagine, they go to whoever has the most resources. That's interesting. Sure is. So what is a trade prince? I oversee certain branches of the Moonwatch High Corporation for one. There are some responsibilities to the revolution, of course, but that's really more of a side hustle, the writing being one of them. Lots of politicking and lots of traveling. A very fun position. Doesn't sound very fun. It's not for everyone. Do you just travel around a bunch? Most of every day, every year, yes. I haven't gotten tied down yet, so this exciting lifestyle is what I've chosen. We'll see if that changes in the future. Perhaps I'll get married. Who knows? What about you, good fellow? You tied the knot yet? Your heart, it is pumping. Alert, alert. Whatever you do, do not act weird. Your gum companion glares at you. Oh, sorry, I must have mumbled. I said, do you have yourself a woman? Or perhaps a man? I'll be honest, I've yet to research how the Earthfolk manage their intimates. Buggering isn't outlawed here, is it? Gods, I hope not. Etir's many eyes land upon you, and then the goblin. Snell, are you okay? Is it? Yeah, this is normal. Don't worry. He mutters back to her. Sorry, it must seem like a strange question, but you'd be surprised. There are tons of cities across the coast that try to regulate and codify what people can do with their bums. It's all really quite ridiculous. I'm going to attempt to have this conversation. Okay. Because I debated him and made an argument, I got a -1, but I also punched him, so I got a +1. But we also have advantage, and it's a 12, so we should be fine. There we go. You raise your head. The nervousness is gone. Hope it's not too bad to ask. Ask about what? Oh, sorry, I must have been unclear. I just wanted to ask about buggering. The butt. Yes, is it legal here in Norvik?
Yes, I believe so. Norvik has no laws dictating sexual activity between consenting adults. Legal courtship and marriage is also open between all folk types and adult people over the ages of 21 in human scaled years. It's legal then, good to know. So about my original query then, You got yourself a special someone at home, my good fellow? The deep question that haunts you at night. You're a sphere of annihilation. Your one and only real weakness. Lol. Yeah, sure. Oh, do you now? He leans in. Alright, time to shoot our shot. Etir? Do not imply that, Cleric. Meek? That's a weird thing to ask Meek. The Freestrider seems to be somehow not confused by your talking scarf. I got Snell. And no, you don't. Actually, no. Oh. I'm gonna stare at him nervously. Well, I wish you the best in the future then. And if that is a thing you even want to begin with, of course. Many go through life alone and many do it without a standard experience of love. And that is all valuable as well. He nods and smiles. Ooh, right. We could actually get him to pay us a lot of money now if we wanted to. Oh, actually we couldn't because we have no advantage because our advantage is countered by a disadvantage. Never mind. Okay, time to ask the question that we've been avoiding this whole time. What do you know about the tea shop explosion? His smile drops. I suppose I should tell you a little story. Yeah, we've been looking for you, Mr. Frankson. He nods to the goblin. I hope we can keep this under wraps, of course, but as you might have imagined already, I'm down here without any permit. That sounds illegal. It is, though it's a debatable case. He braces himself. I arrived in the morning and planned on taking a stroll through Tolstad before heading down. My presence was a bit of bad timing, really. A week before the election, and a son of Free Thazin arrives on the scene. That could cause a bit of havoc, and since our dear Ascani trade company was doing so well in this election, I did not want to steal any limelight. And then, of course, fate intervenes. Just when I find myself before the Ascani pillar, a darn fireball goes off next to me. Just my luck. So once the ringing had stopped and some goblins started swarming the place trying to put out the flames, I decided quite quickly that this could end poorly for both my timetable and the poor people who had to deal with this mess. So he snuck away. Indeed, I rushed down the stairs. Since I already had my direction, I figured I'd postpone the upstairs sightseeing. Head straight down into the below, as you people say. You people? The locals of which you are a part, I assume? Yes, don't worry. The Freestarter gives you a solemn frown. I saw something. You see, I have a pair of glasses. They allow me to detect magic, among other things. Where are the glasses? Lost, sadly. The trolls shook me around, so they've ended up somewhere down the river, I presume. What did you see? I saw a man on fire. What? Specifically, I saw the outline of a man, invisible. An invisible man. Perhaps I should describe it more like a... He scratches his chin and perks up. Ah, yes. An invisible smoking man. Oh, okay. My glasses allowed me to see him, or at least the faint outline of his esoteric illusion. Where did you see this? I had just entered the... what is it called? The area right below with all the apartments and the big ravine. Pillar Crossing. You saw this invisible man at the Pillar Crossing. Yes, that's it. I saw him heading across the bridge, or rather towards the pillar. What time did you see this? It couldn't have been more than minutes after the explosion. How many seconds does it take to walk from the pillar upstairs to the pillar downstairs? 60 seconds, tops. Then perhaps that. I was rushing to get away from the drama after all. Could you see any other details about this man? It was clear that it was a man. He was on fire and he was probably wearing some type of armor. The silhouette made that fairly obvious. A human, I would guess, too tall for a dwarf, too short for a, I don't know, half giant, but really a humanoid slightly taller than either of us. So, the duck is the obvious, culprit that we would be thinking of right away, but he really wouldn't be the type to be invisible. Also, he works with Viskin, who we don't think is really going to be involved, but anyway. I'm sure you're experienced with detect magic, but my glasses are not as powerful as that spell usually allows. So sadly, all I could see was the silhouette. What did the man do? That's the question worth 1,000,010, eh? What did he do? Meriadoc takes a deep breath. He went inside the pillar. Inside the pillar, he says. The pillar of Jor. Elaborate. I agree, that seems reasonable to do. It's strange, but let's be clear. I first thought I saw a strange esoteric event, or a ghost. Because the silhouette I saw, it went straight into the pillar of Jor, right in, as if it walked into the stone, and the stone turned into... how do I describe it? A magical mass? Warping around the invisible man, his flames being put out, and his being merging into it. A miracle. A step into death. You sure it wasn't a ghost then? I've seen ghosts, good fellow. This was no ghost. This was an invisible, very real man. Wherever he went, once he was inside the pillar, his presence disappeared immediately, along with that esoteric force emanating from the stone. I've never seen anything like it, but I have read about it. The pillars of Jor across the coast, the Arcanists performed many an experiment on them. There have been reports found in hidden documents during the rebuilding of Thazan, you see, documents from high-ranking Arcanists. That is all kept very secret among the Freestrider ranks, of course. Please, tell me. I can tell you one thing about it, perhaps. I'm going to find a logical argument as to why he should tell us everything. And I did. He glances at your angel companion with her hand on the handle of her sword. Yes, this man clearly accepts logic, a rational human, a wizard even. Mr. Meriadoc Moonwatch, any information you can give me will help in this case. Now push the most rational thing he obviously desires. As any of these foolish Freestriders desires. If you know anything about the pillar, then telling me will not only help my case, it will also, most importantly, keep the first ever election in Norvik safe. He claps his hands together. You said the magic word, didn't you? Yes, I do worry that this whole event will curse the Freestrider cause. If you can keep things clean up... The Freestrider gives a reluctant nod. Fine. As I said, this is top secret, so you did not hear it from me. He crosses his arms and looks out into the mist. The Freestrider ideal is meritocracy without magic, however obviously we inherited the massive esoterical caches left behind by the Arcanists. Because of the beheadings. A terrible and idiotic waste of talent. While magic itself grew weaker over the years due to Arcanist greed, many of their findings are still quite useful to this day, especially that of their scientific data. What's the secret about then? They appear to have been in contact with Jor. That is fascinating. Jor is dead. It's not exactly a conversation or anything. They received esoteric messages, not unlike the ones recorded during the Gate era by, well, civilizations like the Snail Folk who built all of these ruins around us. It was an omen, you might call it. What did he tell them? Freestrider taps his hand onto the pillar. Some strange codes, taught them some new spells. The last message we found written down by one of the Arcanists of the Hagenshags, it was in order to stop. Stop what? To stop opening the gates. Raises his chin. You see, places a hand upon the pillar beside him. They found cracks in the gates. Also, if he has a hand on the pillar and we know we can travel through pillars, can he travel through pillars and he's going to disappear? The gates of Jor leading to the outside. The places we all came from. Oh. Okay. Interesting. They got out? Teams of Arcanists back when they still wielded 9th, 10th, and even 11th level spells. They could enter the pillars just for short stints. Many did not return, but those who did described a void of souls, alien worlds, beyond, far realm aberrations, and paths within strings, whatever that means. Their work was cut short due to the Coast War, but they got in, my good fellow. And Jor was not too happy about that. It did not appear so, no. He nods. I believe that invisible man, who most likely fled directly from the explosion, he too entered one of those cracks in the ancient gate, as unlikely and wondrous as it seems. If there is a rogue spellcaster capable of hiding inside the gate, then someone will have to apprehend him. A rogue spellcaster who can go to other worlds is interesting. Ah, how would you even deal with that? Do we follow him through a crack? Yes, Nell, we must follow him through the crack. Meridoc chuckles. Good luck with that, I say. Unless you happen to know some ancient being, or God forbid, still live Arcanist, I'm afraid you're out of luck. Found no realistic way to replicate their attempts to enter the pillar. It's not like higher tier spells are exactly common, eh? Could a Sphinx count as an ancient being? Oh, you speak of the Gyno-Sphinx upstairs. She's quite the celebrity. Hells, if you can get her on your side, then why not? I do know some Free Strider researchers attempted to get on the good side of a Sphinx in one of the layers near Crave-Iv, but that didn't exactly end too well. What about a Lich? He squints at you. What about it? Just hypothetically. Sure. Look, Liches come in all sizes. We had entire cities run by Liches back in old Diminor. Some of those Arcanists who went inside the cracks and survived were Liches. So yeah, if you happen to know a Lich, sure. The Lich might help you if they don't just consume your soul first. You are aware they're literally life-sucking horrors, right? I'll be careful. Good, and good luck, you'll need it. Yes, I'll find a way in. He bows his head. I am happy to be of service. Your goblin companion who stands quiet next to you as you discuss these methods of interplanar travel raises a hand. Just to be clear, we're talking about teleportation, like magical transportation? Yeah, you scared? He scoffs. Should I be? Now it'll be easy. I really want to believe you. Snell side-eyes the grinning Free Strider before leaning in with a scowl. Look, I'm speaking on behalf of Lady Sageleaf when I say this. He takes you aside a few steps from Meridoc. The halfways want this handled, no matter the obstacle. Why does Sageleaf really want this so badly? The goblin thinks about it, letting his eyes land upon the pillar. Then he tells you, if we don't get something tangible, like, for example, this rogue spellcaster, then the halfways will be in a really shitty situation. Oh, tell me more. Economically speaking, the city is fucking us all the time. Sorry to break it, but your bosses really don't make it easy for us. I'm listening. If the city manages to get their way in this whole fireplace failure narrative, along with all of those damn zoning disputes, legally, we're looking to get completely screwed. Lots of tenants that we have to house without any permits for the apartments they occupy. Hundreds of buildings across Tolstad, commerce, living space, even some governmental locales. Whoa. If we don't get something tangible, at the very least some type of leverage on your dear Magistrate Darrow, then... lets out an exasperated sigh. I have to do anything I can to stop that from happening. The old lady put her trust in me to handle it. Even if it means traveling into the beyond? Yes, even then. No matter what? No matter what. He gives you a determined frown. This could be very dangerous. No, I get it. The beyond. I'm not taking this lightly, I promise. We've decided to go into the Pillar of Jor. Oh, how lovely. I hope you survive. If you do, I'll be sure to write a piece about it. Do you know an elf here on Tolstad? Not really, no. I have a few elven friends in Reeds, but I'm quite new here in Norfolk. How come? An elf died in the explosion in the tea shop. We'll tell him. He was the witness. Oh, I had no idea. That's certainly a scandal in the making. An elf, you say? Ilum, I assume. Uh-huh. She might have been the target of the explosion. Oh, that's just awful. He shakes his head. I will leave this investigation to you, but I assure you I had no contact with any elf in this city of yours. You're unsure if he's speaking truth or not. His eyes do not waver. You want to give me money? Nope. Oh no. What? You literally missed the opportunity to ask him. What, when? When you saved him before, that would have been so smooth. Now it's too late, maybe. Hey, Mr. Mare. You're still alive. Or you're alive still, right? He looks down on himself. I do believe so, yes. That's good. Thumbs up. He returns a gesture with a goofy grin on his face. You fool! What about the money? Oh, right. Yeah. Mary, can I have money? He laughs. Yeah, you sound like my sister-in-law. Snell laughs. I'll feel embarrassed. Anyway, anything else you needed, Cleric? Well, he laughs it off. That's not the worst outcome. But please stop, you're not smooth enough for this. Fair enough, that's all I've got for now. Very well. I think I'll pick myself up here for a bit. I think that darn bastard troll tossed some of my belongings down the riverbed. Hopefully I'll be able to recover some of it, but either way, thank you again, good fellow. You performed an amazing service for me and the entire revolution, if you believe some of my fans. Presents his palm to you. I owe you a great deal. If we ever cross paths again, I'll be sure to repay you. Don't shake his hand, you'll look like a fool. The hand, wait. I will present his palm. Or my palm. The free strider shows you his palms in an open gesture. Well then, if you need anything else, I'll still be here for a little bit. But good luck out there. If I have time, let us speak again on election day. I'll be sure to hang around Tolstad when it's time. Alright, goodbye, Prince Moonwatch. Alright. Well, that's a huge amount of story we just got there. And we got his book as well. I assume is a new literature? There we go, Beyond Reads. Legendary book written by Meridoc Moonwatch himself. It became a smash hit all over the coast when it released around a decade ago, and it has its many accuracies and falsehoods have helped shape a free Striderian view of all 8 bands. Alright, cool. Now we have found our Star Witness. Wait, that's not Star Witness. Which one's Star Witness? That's the Freelance Hag. Why am I having trouble finding Star Witness? Shouldn't be that difficult. Yeah, I'm actually having incredible trouble seeing it. But that's kind of one of my problems with this screen, is that I don't actually know what I'm looking at. So there's that. Where's the... Oh, it's up here. There we go. There's Star Witness, and we can take root on that as well. Okay, cool. Well, I am going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I need to figure out what we're doing with this next time. We have a lot of exhaustion. So we could immediately go up to the Sphinx and get our way in. I think Sphinx over Lich for us would make more sense, because I think Lich is... It's not really our path. Like, he is somebody we have a mutual agreement with, although you could see it being us working with evil, but I think that the Gyno Sphinx would be the better option for us. I don't know whether we want to rest and maybe try and explore more of this area today, and then tomorrow we get rid of all of our exhaustion and we go in, or whether we're happy with our rolls and we think that we'll be fine either way. But anyway, for now, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.